we want to play them, and we've looked into, we've seen the trailers. Like, and sometimes even then, even after all the research and all the gameplay you look at, it's still going to be disappointment. Like Journey, like Operation Raccoon City, you can still be disappointed. But if you just listen to the mass gaming media, like was what most people did for this game, you're going to be disappointed. And
if you do your research and then you end up disappointed, that's pretty much your fault, because nobody really misled you.
Well, at the same time though, the whole point of the reviews are to get people to either buy or not buy a game.
Yeah.
And with the Journey reviews, they're trying to say, this is one of the greatest games of all time. This is like, this should almost be a retail release. Go buy it now, play it, you'll love it.
Yeah.
And there are some games that holds true for, like Zelda, Mario, Uncharted, unfortunately Call of Duty. People will buy it. When you have a game like Journey, where you're trying to, it's basically the review seemed more like a scam than a review.
Yeah, they're trying to hype it up so people will go buy it.
And then you feel like you've been scammed. I personally can say I didn't buy Journey. Jalen bought Journey, and I got it off him. So he basically wasted his money, and he kind of feels that way too. If you listen to the podcast, he feels like it's not worth $15. But
I would say like $5.99.
I would say $5, straight up $5. Make it easy. I hate games that are like $5.99, but you can only put either $5 or $10 in your PSN account.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point as well. But Journey, boring gameplay, amazing soundtrack, nice graphics, let's get to those.
Yeah. Everything is shiny in Journey. Like, so even some things that shouldn't be shiny are shiny.
And it doesn't make any sense. And at first you're like, oh wow, that's really awesome looking.
Then you see your rock shine and you're like, that shouldn't shine.
Yeah, and then there's some points where when you're doing the sand surfing, it's not really a spoiler, it's something that showed off.
Yeah.
The sand surfing, at first I'm like, oh, this is pretty neat.
Yeah, but then the sand starts doing this.
Yeah, it's like, what? What's...
It looks more like liquid mercury.
Sand doesn't do that. Even like sand that's like watery, it doesn't flow like that. Was like water, straight up water. And you were in the desert, so you knew
there's no water.
There's no water there. There's not that much water there.
Yeah. Well, besides that, it does have a good.
We're missing something about the gameplay.
What are we missing?
There's actually a predator type creature in this game.
Yes.
And basically what you have to do is avoid its like little circle gaze thing. Because if you don't, it's going to come down and it's almost unavoidable. And that's kind of the stupid part, where a lot of the time if you get caught, you're not really going to get a chance to escape. It comes down, grabs you by the scarf, and I think it ripped, in your gameplay, it like ripped almost all of it off.
Yeah.
It just comes
like
down.
this long. Just...
Yeah, I can see them saying like, you know, oh, you got caught, but you take all that time to go find those little collectibles that make your scarf bigger, and then one screw up and
it's all gone.
It's all undone.
You kind of feel cheated.
Yeah, you do feel a little cheated. And I mean, at the same time, you're like, oh, it's kind of my fault. But then you're like, well, you get caught in it and you almost get like stuck, can't walk.
Yeah.
So that's a little stupid. But I mean, add some variety to the gameplay. That's still overall.
The first Predator mission had me feeling kind of paranoid.
And the second time, it's not so bad.
It's not so bad, yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I know how to do this. You just avoid them, blah, blah, blah. But, so, I'm running out of things to say about it.
What else is there to say?
Well, we can start wrapping this up, I guess, then.
Yeah. Well, I think that Journey is a good game, but not as God's gift to Earth as everybody thinks it is. In fact, I don't even see how this developer keeps getting such acclaim, because he made Flower. I don't get Flower, you're just flower. You're wind blowing flower petals. That's the whole game. But I guess people always search for meaning and stuff, and they find deep meaning in these games. So
it's more of, the thing about Journey is it's all how you honestly perceive it, story-wise. That doesn't change the fact that it's still a rip-off. So, take all things I've said into consideration. My score from episode 14 of the podcast will stand. I give Journey a 6 out of 10. Now, I know I'm probably going to get attacked for this. I'm going to get people who are like, oh, you're just like, you're a WWE fanboy. You're a Uncharted fanboy.
Not
you're
spiritual enough.
Yeah, you don't get it. No, I get it just fine, but the gameplay's boring, and the story is okay. I've seen much better stories in shorter games before. And I've seen much better stories in freaking TV shows that I don't have to pay for. So basically, 6 out of 10 is my review score. Boring gameplay, great graphics, fantastic music, but the price gameplay ratio really knocks it down. If it was like $5 or $10, I'd probably give it an 8. But it's a rip-off, in my opinion. That's just why I'm giving it a 6.
I would say I would give it a 7. Like, it is a rip-off for its price, but it is a good game. I think people take it way too seriously. Like, oh, this is a masterpiece, and oh,
it's not a masterpiece.
I mean, it's a good game. Like, it's good and spiritual and stuff. That's what I like about games. But like,
it takes a lot to be a masterpiece.
People overhype it so much. Like, the fact that it's less than 2 hours if you rush through it. Like,
which is easy to do.
It's not worth $15 at all. Like,
nope.
I think Resident Evil 4 was $15, and that was well over 2 hours.
Resident Evil 4 was about $15. I think 20 for most people, 15 for PS Plus.
Yeah.
But you got a full game that was like 8 hours.
And
plus,
extras and stuff.
Plus the Ada and Mercenaries mode and stuff. So, alright, so basically 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. If you want to hear the review scores for the other members, such as Jalen, Perry, and not Ricky, he has an Xbox and he hasn't played it. So, if you want to hear their review scores and you want to hear more of our feelings about the game, if we clash with them or not, listen to episode 15 of the podcast at the Podbean website, which you can find by clicking the link in the description box below, or by going to our whole little channel thingy somewhere up there.
Subscribe.
Also, subscribe's like around here somewhere, so subscribe.
Yes, and sorry people, just masterpiece it is not. If it was longer, maybe, but just 2 hours doesn't cut it.
Yep, but that is it for the reboot of the Final Judgment. And we hope to bring you more of these more often, but at the same time, our primary reviews will probably stick to the podcast. But when we feel like we have enough to talk about for a game, we'll do one of these. But this is the first one for 2012, and thanks for watching, and yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Patient cry. Enough. I've seen worse. Damn.